Hello, this is Mabel Toys at Mabel Toys is everywhere, and you are watching the Wrestling Nerd broadcast.
You're watching the Wrestling Nerd broadcast. Now here's your hosts, Tom, Nick, Ryan, and Dave. It's you, it's me, it's NRD. It's you, it's me, it's NRD. Uh-huh. Let's start the show.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is you, it is me, it is TND. And this week on episode 149 of the Wrestling Nerd broadcast, we are joined by a man who I have paid a lot of money to. No, I don't have gambling debts. No, I don't have a crippling drug addiction. I do have a drug. I don't have a drug addiction. Excuse me. I don't have a drug addiction. We've already gone off the
pusher,
rails,
man.
but I do have an
I'm his
addiction.
bookie.
Exactly. I do have an addiction to Hasbro toys. And the way I get Hasbro toys, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let you in on my secret, is because of the man below me. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and only Andrew, a.k.a. Mabel Toys. Andrew, thank you so much for coming on the broadcast this week.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Yes, this man has been endorsed by so many podcasts, including our very own friends of the Major Wrestling Figure podcast. Folks, if you are looking to get Hasbro's at a fair price and great condition, this is the man to do it.
Now, Dave, before you continue, who told you about Mabel Toys and the amazing deals that you can get from Mabel Toys? Who was that?
It was you, Tom. It was you.
I was going to guess that it was Tom.
It was Tom.
It was Tom.
So Tom is the reason that, like, when my fiance bought Taylor Swift tickets, that I just had to kind of be like, okay, whatever, go spend your money, because I'm going to spend a whole lot more coming soon. So
yeah, I've actually benefited off of the wives buying Taylor Swift tickets. I think more than anybody. As a that's my moneymaker right there. Yeah,
really is.
Because now all these gentlemen that hit me up don't feel as guilty about telling their girlfriends or wives or significant others, whatever, that they're spending however many hundreds of thousands of dollars with Mabel Toys.
Exactly. Like, she goes and buys like $500 concert tickets. What's a $70 action figure in that comparison? Nothing.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I'll even do it for 65. You can buy two of them.
Ooh, okay then. All right, now we're talking. I can feel my wallet crying as we speak. But yeah, so Andrew, just tell us, how did you get into the Hasbro selling game? Like, because you can see behind you, like, I've seen pictures of your office. Like, how did Mabel Toys come to be?
So, what a lot of people don't know is because when I talk to some of these, I've made so many connections within this wrestling community, wrestling figure community, and a lot of people tend to think that like I just kind of came in recently. Not when they say like, "Oh, you're like the new Hasbro, whatever, the man or whatever." I just kind of let it be, because I don't want to be that guy. But now that I have a platform to talk about this, I will do it on here. I've actually been doing this since I was in 5th grade. And I'm talking about trading and selling wrestling figures. By the time I was in 7th grade, I had an online store with my buddy Lewis. We had an entire basement full of wrestling figures. We had every Hasbro on card. We used to go to Electronic Boutique, which is known as EB now, which might not even exist anymore. And we used to buy
GameStop. Yeah.
That we used to buy Miss Pac-Man there for $60, and then we'd go and return it at KB. I'm sorry, this is wrong. We used to buy it for $10 at Electronics Boutique and return it at KB and get $60 credit, because we'd have $5 each, that we'd go to the mall with. And we would do this like every other week. And we bought every single Jax figure that way, the bone crunching action guys, when they first came out. So I've been kind of doing this hustle like since I was a kid. And eventually, when I went into high school and, things started, becoming a little different. I remember I was walking in the mall with my father. And I said to him, someday I'm going to be selling wrestling figures for a living. This was when I was in like 7th grade. And he's like, you're not fucking doing that. You're going to get into girls and partying and all this stuff, and you won't even remember about these wrestling figures. So now it's funny that I talk to him about it now. I'm like, see, it's really happening. Like I worked at a video store, like an adult store, that I ended up sort of having like a not a real ownership on, but like was paid in the way that it was a partial ownership, completely ran the video store. That was for like the last 15 years. Then in August of 2022, that store finally closed down forever. It was like the last video store around. And I just really went super hard at it with the wrestling figures again, which I was already doing before, but I really had a chance to get on with it and like make it my life. Since then, I'm just, living the dream here. It's been really nice, and I have a lot of people to thank, and I have a ton of luck with that, including meeting with Cardona and those guys from Major, and selling them figures here and there, as well as some other people, including you guys, just for having me on their shows, or just giving me the time of day and that kind of thing. So I thank you.
That's amazing.
I think I have the heaviest hitting question of the night.
Sure, shoot.
Since because I found out about you, but I'm too poor to buy anything right now. Or then now student loan money comes in, so it's good. Mabel Toys is named after your dog.
Yes.
Tell me more about your dog.
My dog is a Beagle Dachshund mix. She came into my life 8 years ago. She ran up on one of my ex-girlfriend's friend's farm, and we decided, because they couldn't figure out who she was, like what family she came from. She was just some wild beagle dog in Georgia. So I took her in, and we took her in, and I've had her for 8 years, and she's still going, and she's just a part of it. I mean, she's my everything, so I kind of make her a part of what makes everything. So I mean, I don't know if that's a good enough answer, but she's the love of my life.
The follow-up question is, did you name her after King Mabel?
No.
That was really my question.
No. So the thing is so she's Mable. I believe Mabel is Mabel.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, people sometimes do think that, and I can see why they would, but like, and I love Mabel, King Mabel. But no, she wasn't named. She came to me as Mabel. She didn't have a tag or anything, but she just responded to Mabel. So I don't know. That's who she was.
Amazing.
Yeah. She was dropped off to me as Mabel.
Can confirm different spellings.
Yeah, and she responds to Mary Bell, Meatball, a couple different things. Yeah. Yes.
I love it.
So yeah, and she's actually she's a big part of it, man, because I got the whole thing going on, and she's the face of it. So that's cool.
Face of the franchise,
That's right.
So good.
So because obviously you didn't just like buy a figure here, buy a figure. You're obviously buying collections at some point. So how does that process go? Because obviously, in the Micro Brawler group that we're a part of, we'll talk more about that later. People go trying to bulk sell collections all the time, and they don't know how to price stuff out. So how does that? Tell me your process, how that works, how you acquire collections.
So I'm the kind of guy that, like, I always say I can't even leave the house to buy milk without like finding some garbage to sell and make money off of. Seriously, like if I go to Walmart, I'm always going to make $20 off of something. It's become like almost a problem. Like I got to figure out what I'm bringing back with me with my groceries to sell. So I'm very much, I'm on it. I always say I'm on it 25/8, meaning I'm on it 24/7 and then some. I am constantly all over the place. I will bid the highest on eBay, just because I have faith that nobody's going to bid so high that it's going to get to this amount. And if it does, I'll pay it, whatever. I've lost here and there, but I've had a lot more. I make more money doing it that way, and I always make sure that I look into what kind of figures I'm getting, and the people that I talk to. I have a way of kind of like talking to them, and I make sure that they're happy with what they're doing also. It is kind of weird. Like once in a while, like I'll sell somebody their entire collection, and then like a few months later, they don't want the collection and they'll sell it back to me. And it's like that we kind of make a deal that's just sort of not. It's less than what I pay less than what I sold them to, which is understandable, but it's just, that's only happened a few times. And then there's been a couple of people who have came back and rebought the collection. So but when we're talking about buying in bulk though, I'm just on it all the time, man. I'm on eBay constantly, auctions. I go to my girlfriend that I live with, and I go to estate sales every single weekend, looking for. I mean, I sell CRT TVs as well. I got it all going on here. My garage is full of stuff that's not wrestling figures that I sell. So it's just wrestling figures is my main thing. And I'm on it so much, and it's all I do, and it's my life. So I'm consumed by it or with it. And that's how I live. And it works out because I'm able to every once in a while step out the door, take a vacation, like a couple days or whatever here and there. But other than that, I'm not going out. I'm almost 40 years old. So I'm staying home.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
Well, I respect the hustle, man. I honestly do. It's awesome.
Thank you.
So I do have to ask, because it's one of those, I see all those Hasbros, like when you show your bins and whatnot, I'm like, I wonder if he's collecting at the same time. So do you have like a separate like toy room or Hasbro display that's your figures, or what do you got?
I have I have a separate Hasbro collection. I used to have them in a what do you call it? The
Detolf?
from the Detolf, right? From from IKEA.
From IKEA. Yep.
Yeah, I had one of those. Because I had to make more room in the office, I had to get rid of it. So my figures are in the box, but I have a good Hasbro collection. I don't have all of them, but I have one of each series, including mail away. They're all factory mint figures. I have a graded Ric Flair MOC autograph figure that I'll keep forever. And I also have like for the collection that I can like show, and I'm using my computer, but like I have Coliseum videos. I have Best of WWF volumes, awesome. 1 through 20. I have every Hulkamania. There's my Hogan mail away on the.
Yep, I saw that on Instagram the other day. That's amazing.
Yeah, so he's right there, and I got my British Bulldog and Jim the Anvil Neidhart WCW cars and trucks over there, which they're my favorite tag team ever in WCW. So that's my collection. But yeah, I got the Hasbros. They're packed up right now. They're right up there, but I got them.
That's amazing. Go ahead, Tom.
You're obviously not the only Hasbro reseller or whatever. But one thing that drew me to following you is you seem to be the only one who in your posts the price per item. Yes. Everyone else just says DMS for the price. And I always feel like, because I don't know what things are worth, that I'm going to be taken advantage of. And I want to say thank you for being transparent in your pricing. But can I ask, like, what made that decision of every post, every item is priced, and you say if there's a blemish, if it's working action, if it's factory mint, whatever. You're very detailed in that, and you have pricing. Is it just good for business, or is it you don't want to bullshit people?
It's a mix of both. I appreciate that you like that. I would too, and that's what I feel like. I've been a collector as well, so like I want to know these things as a collector. So I incorporate that into, as a seller, what would these people want? That's the transparency thing is a big time plus, because to be successful. Another thing is, I do this for like my life as a living. Like this is my bread and butter. So I put all of my time and effort into it. It started my descriptions on eBay. I'm very OCD. I'm like clinically, medically OCD. Like so my eBay descriptions, when I used to do pretty much only auctions before the Instagram thing blew up, which by the way, I didn't have an Instagram until I sold Matt Cardona, that Undertaker German figure that I had. That's like one of a kind. He part of the deal was I asked him, I said, hey man, so can you put over my eBay? And he says, well, I could, but why don't you make an Instagram and I'll put over your Instagram. That'll get you more sales off eBay. eBay sucks, blah, blah, blah. And I always say also, like, I'm not afraid to pay the rent. Like I'll sell things on eBay and take the hit on the 13%. It's whatever. Now it's different. I sell pretty much everything off of eBay. I have my girlfriend doing my listings, and the descriptions on there are still very precise. However, I'm selling like my worst figures on eBay for auction right now. Like so don't buy from me on eBay if you're watching this. Yeah, I mean you can, and you'll get the figures pretty cheap, but they're not going to be mint or even near mint really, depending on which figures they are. But yeah,
I'll take those figures.
Yeah, there you go. Hey man, we can, now that we're doing this, we can talk, man. We can figure it out. You said you're getting student loan money, or you have to pay student loans?
Yeah, no, I'm planning on never paying my student loans.
Yeah.
I'm taking as much money as I possibly can, and
yeah,
I just bought a tiger mask tattoo on my leg somewhere.
Amazing.
It wasn't here.
Oh, awesome.
Because I was sad, so I got a tattoo.
All right, there you go.
But no, and the spring semester starts in January, which means late January I get another check from the government.
There you go, buddy. I mean, yeah, that works. Yeah,
That's
so
not-
I mean, you know who to come to.
Oh, I do.
I'm sure you love tax time.
Oh, tax time is my favorite time of year.
Oh, I
Trust
can
me.
only imagine what that nightmare is like.
Oh my god.
I've never had more than like 2 jobs at a time, and I'm like very stressed every time I go to get my taxes done. I'm like, oh man, this is brutal.
Yeah,
The guy's
yeah.
like, this is the easiest one I do. It's really fun. I'm like, oh my
Right.
gosh.
Yeah, tax time is fun.
But yeah, so you say you had some interactions with the major pod guys, and of course they, like I said earlier, they've endorsed you, and rightfully so. Like I said, I've made several purchases from you. I bought my retro Hasbro ring. I'm pretty sure that the full ring has 90% of stuff I bought from you. So, again, I thank you for that. My fiance probably hates it, but
You're very welcome. Thank you for purchasing it through me.
But you sell more than just Hasbro's. We've seen LJNs, I believe Rencos or Galoobs, or what other stuff can people find from your eBay store and your Instagram posts?
Just like what you said, the Galoobs, UK Galoobs I have now. If I find a good deal on stuff that I know about, I'll buy it, and I'll sell those. Like, LJNs are not exactly my thing, but I know all about them and I've learned more about them selling them. I got my first Hasbro figures when I was 7 years old, and that was in 1991. So I started watching wrestling. I watched wrestling as a very young child, but my first memory was like Andre the Giant, earthquake breaking Andre the Giant's leg. That's my first time that I can remember back to watching. And I was immediately obsessed with it, and I didn't understand why this big fat man was breaking this other giant's leg. I was sad, but it interested me. So I got my first Hasbro's at 7 years old. So the LJNs and stuff, and the Remcos, even that's a little bit before my time, but I know all about it. So anyway, but yeah, they can find so much stuff. I mean, anything wrestling related, especially, and I have elites too. I have tons of elites. I have tons of the whatchamacallit, the ultimates like that. And I get those in here and there. A lot of times I get those in as a part of both deals with like Hasbro's. I have a good amount of the retros on card, off card. I go to stores like Burlington Coat Factory, and I'll buy the stuff that they have there. That's another thing. some of these stores like Ross, Burlington Coat Factory. Do you guys remember Ross had those Cody LJN figures for a little while for $5? That was pretty cool. So stuff like that. The Bend and Bash figures are yeah, there you go. There
I got it right there.
And then that's the Chase one, right?
This is the common.
Okay, that's
I said I could only do one figure. I can't like go collect Chases too.
Well,
that's the Chase one.
There you go. Okay, the Chase is in red.
Yep.
Did you guys get your hands on a CM Punk LJN?
I did not. I have mixed.
Okay.
I haven't seen it. I don't like CM Punk, but I want it because I like these.
I see.
But I have not seen it anywhere.
I saw one. I saw one at Walmart a couple weeks ago. I didn't buy it, but I thought it was kind of cool. Yeah. So I got a good variety of stuff, and yeah, that's to answer your question. That's what I have, and then there's more. I mean, I got in all these customs today, actually, which are like
that post.
badass customs, dude. And I'm not really like super into customs, but these I definitely I'm into. And people have been
that Vader
me.
one is insane.
Oh, It's so good, man. These are like awesome. Yeah, so those should do well. And I like breaking into like some new things. I've actually been making my own customs as a hobby, not to sell. I do some bone crunching action Jax guys. I made Hall and Nash. I got it up there just on display. It's just a fun little hobby. I'm working on this Rey Mysterio. This is mine.
Cool. Halloween Havoc. That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm working on that.
Do you dabble in any of the other like Hasbro like lines now, like the zombies or what is it? She's not Cella anymore, but
yeah, I know what you're talking about. The Cella, they changed their name. Yeah,
really cool.
I don't personally personally collect them. I do have them though. I have them in stock. I'll order all of them, and I sell those pretty well. I do like the most grapplers and gimmicks or gimmicks and grapplers. I think those ones are the closest to. I know that Ron Rudett, I think is his name, is the guy who designed the original Hasbros, and he's with Zombie. And I think the Zombie Sailor figures are cool. They're a little bit more realistic looking to me, like Elites. And I know that this is something that I've heard people talk about, like saying like, oh no, like Hasbro's aren't cartoon looking or whatever. Like some of them are, some of them aren't. But
of course they are.
yeah. So no, I've just heard that. But like I don't know. I see the Men on a Mission figures that Mitch put out with Pastel Toys, and they're my favorite ones. Like they look the most like the Hasbros to me.
Did they do an Effie one?
Effie, I think Cella made an Effie figure, didn't they? Or no.
I know they did the Bendum with.
I know the major Bendy one.
The major Bendums. Yeah.
I don't want the Bendum. I want them to make an Effie Hasbro like toy. I will pay.
I think the company, I can't think of their name right now. The company that made Roadblock, I think, made an.
Oh, that's the Rush Toys.
Rush Toys.
That figure that fell apart on Cardona's video.
Yeah, I saw that. I kind of felt bad for him, but
that made the little. From the video game, like the little green, the micro brawler lights. There was like all the problems.
Gosh.
Yeah, that's
that guy.
It's getting a little. I made like kind of like a troll post in a way today on Facebook about how it's getting a little out of control with all of these companies like putting out these toys. I didn't actually mean really what I said, but partially like it was like, I said that it's weird that like I got to pretend that I'm excited for that Todd Pettengill figure that I've always wanted. Which
watch your mouth there. Okay, I'm excited. I am a Hall of Fame broadcaster. Okay, you watch your mouth on Todd Pettengill.
I'm so sorry.
Respect Todd in this house.
I'm very sorry.
There's no quotes, Tom. I have the flag.
Dave. There's only one Hall of Fame. And it's the Olive Garden Hall of Fame. You're not in it.
I mean, I've never heard of the Olive Garden Hall of Fame, but I think I should be in it because
I mean, all you have to do is eat 100 plates of pasta in one sitting.
That I don't think I can do that. That's easy. I'd love to see you do that, Tom.
I'm the Pasta Prince.
Episode 1000. Episode 5
marinara.
dude. Yeah, I wouldn't let you do that.
right,
Olive
so here's
Garden.
what
Oh,
we're
I
gonna do.
will.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a deal right now, Andrew.
Okay.
I've got like a dozen Hasbros I want, and if you make them happen, I will take a video of me in a bathtub filled with spaghetti and send it to you.
Wait, but how did this turn into that?
You'll want
This went from a this went
I
from a
thought you were
wrestling
gonna tell me-
podcast to an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna tell. Yeah, exactly. I thought you were gonna tell me that you'll eat 50 of the bowls of pasta because I'll let you do that, and I'll give you the 12 Hasbros for free.
What do you think he's
I'll
gonna
eat
do in
my
the
way- I'll
bathtub?
eat my way out of the bathtub.
Oh, okay. It has to be Olive Garden though.
It'll be like a 8-hour live stream.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, dude. Like, in some weird circles, I think you can really get paid well for
There you
that.
go.
Listen,
The
if I
subs
get
are
paid for eating
flying
pasta
in.
with no shirt on, we're good.
I'm in. I'm in.
I've recently designed some new T-shirts for our pro wrestling tee store, and I just got a vision of Tom in a bathtub full of pasta.
I
And
mean,
I
that's
just
a
need to design
bestseller. Bestseller.
Put it into an
I think so.
AI thing with a picture of me, and you'll be fine.
Probably will.
Tom
Yeah, dude,
I've
taking
been
very
using
easy.
so okay. All right, tangent.
Oh,
It's good. I have a laptop for school, and its default browser is like Microsoft Edge or whatever. And so I got a thing that said like Microsoft Bing AI generator, so you can just type a bunch of shit into it and it creates a picture. I have typed in every single combination of Bruce Springsteen, pasta, pizza, and Adidas tracksuit you could ever dream of as like a religious icon, as a war propaganda, as this or that. I am like so convinced that I need to get these all tattooed across my whole back.
Oh God.
Oh, the pictures actually came out well.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
well, also not well, but good enough for me to get tattooed on me.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
those AI photos are kind of wacky. Like,
Yeah, I think they're
Yeah.
terrifying. I think we're going down a bad rabbit hole of society.
For sure, absolutely.
But
yeah.
that's
There's
a whole
just like,
nother
yeah,
conversation.
we can go on for that for hours. I think. Yeah. The
I've
AI
just
thing.
started putting my toes into acknowledging that it exists. So
Yeah.
I'm very
Makes you question
excited.
everything.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right, Dave, go ahead. Back
So
to
I
the
went
show.
on an AI generator
Oh God.
and I literally just put Tom in a bathtub full of spaghetti. And I shit you not, this is what popped up. Hold on, let me adjust this brightness.
Oh my god.
Yeah. There. I mean, nailed
That's
it.
it.
It's so
I
accurate.
don't know how it knows
I
what's
pulled my hair down so we could kind of.
Like
Is there-
I just googled AI picture generator and
Is
that
there-
popped up.
Is there spaghetti in the tub?
I can't tell. It looks like
I don't
boiling
think
water.
so.
So
I
I'll
think
give
it's
it to him.
just Tom
Maybe it's
just
just-
in a nice-
Maybe it's at the bottom boiling.
It looks like one of those like Saturday evening post cartoons.
I mean, I don't know what that means, but all I know is that I'm about to get a lot of pasta.
Yeah. So, but to get us back on somewhat of a wrestling track, go eat at the Olive Garden, everybody. So you talked
Man, you
about
weren't
how-
kidding about getting off track on this.
I told
show,
you
huh?
I didn't
Yeah,
lie
it
about
happens.
that.
It happens like every
This
episode.
is
Happens
pretty
now.
on track. I'm not gonna lie.
Our
It's
viewers,
on-
our viewers expect this. I mean,
It's
this
on
is-
par
nobody
for our
wants this.
You got
Um,
Tom going, Bruce Springsteen, spaghetti, bathtub, tattoo.
This happened.
Like, wow. All right, let's
Normally,
do it.
I just take my shirt off when I'm over it. So
Like that's how I would describe Tom if I had to. Religion, Bruce Springsteen, wrestling, and pasta.
Yeah,
Sally.
It's pretty close. But so you said how you got into Hasbro's when you were 7. Do you remember the earliest Hasbro you got?
Yeah, I remember exactly. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So on my 7th birthday, I woke up next to the ring in box, obviously, because it was, from my parents, the ring, and an MOC Jake the Snake, which I don't know what MOC means when I'm 7, at the time, and an MOC Rowdy Piper. So those were my 2 first Hasbros and the ring. And that's where it all began. There you go. There they are.
I forgot that I already had them, and I bought 2 other ones, and these are just the shittier ones.
Did those come from me?
No. There's like a weird mall with a weird toy store in it, and
Yeah.
every now and then they get cool stuff, and I pay them less than they want.
Nice.
There you go.
There you
That's
go.
cool.
But they did have an Ultimate Warrior without the poop nose for like $8, and I'm like, you guys should sell that for way more.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
a $40 to $50 figure.
I'm like,
right
there's
there.
no poop nose. And
Yeah.
he's like, what? And I showed him pictures. I go, There's no poop nose. That's like you could probably ask 30-40 bucks for that.
For,
Easy.
for sure. Yeah, that's like that's what people are looking for who are collecting that. Hey, I'll show you
Mhm.
something cool right here. Ready?
I should have bought it.
You should have, Tom.
I don't like buying things. try to
I know.
buy
Will
things
be
and I never
available
sell
for Black
them.
Friday. That's
Oh my goodness.
It's
The
Jake the
preview.
Snake collection right there. It's heavy.
It's all Jake the Snakes.
So it's Crate the Snake.
It's box of snakes.
I'll have to
It's like
send
Pee
you.
Wee
I'll
just
send you
carrying
my
the
extra
snakes out of the
Jake
pet
Snake.
store.
Right.
Good God.
I'll say this too. I remember my first, like my earliest memory of having my Hasbro's. I had the Rockers 2-pack that my papa bought me at a Jamesway in upstate New York. And I remember I came back to my uncle's house and I'm playing with him, and I'm trying to look at them in my DTOF right now. I think it's Marty. I forget which one. Like just like the neck goes up and down. Maybe they both do. But I remember my uncle like, why does he get really tiny? And he just kept doing that with the
Yeah,
figures.
that's Marty.
I didn't
That's Marty.
I didn't realize as a child like, oh, that's so he can do a drop kick or jump off the top rope. I just thought like, oh, is this his move? Like what is this action?
Yes. Oh, you know what? Now that you mention that, I just realized a week or so ago.
I love this.
This is amazing. He could pull anything out of this crate right now. The suspense is killing me.
Honestly, though, I've never been more excited.
Dark
to
Side
see
of the Ring,
something
Marty
I don't
Custom.
know what it is.
Uh-oh. Oh.
It's a hammer. It's the dog. It's the dog. Oh my God! I hope it's the dog. Please be the dog.
Meanwhile,
Oh
he pulls
my-
out like a green card 1, 2, 3 kid, and Tom's more excited for the dog.
It's something. It's on card. It's in a
It's
It's
in a
not the
case.
dog. It is Mock though.
Okay,
All right,
so the Typhoon figure, right? The
Yeah,
I got that.
action is the double axe hand. Well, not double axe handle, but two fists coming down like that,
Yep.
hammering down, right?
Yep.
I have a MOC autographed Typhoon here,
Wow.
and I was looking at the back of it, and I couldn't believe it. I noticed that his action is an earthquake splash.
What?
Oh. Now that you mention that, I think they did that. They mentioned that on the major wrestling figure podcast when they did the history of Hasbro's. Because like I watch that
Oh.
like twice a year, and I think they like really like, oh my gosh, that's the action. I had no
They're still
idea.
gonna do it.
Weird. Okay, because I've watched that several times. That whole episode, the 4-hour thing or whatever.
Yep.
I actually the other day was just watching the Bendham history one.
Yep. I think I think
but
they're
yeah,
doing
yeah.
I think they're doing Bone Crunchers this year.
They're
on
doing
Oh,
Christmas.
sweet, dude. That's great.
Superstars, or not all of them, just the Superstars series of Bone Crunching.
Oh, okay.
So it's just something that I must have just slipped my mind, or like I wasn't paying enough attention because I couldn't believe it. I always thought that it was just this. So Earthquake and him have that, and then I looked at Bam Bam Bigelow because Bam Bam Bigelow has the same legs, and his is not a splash like that, like a butt splash. His is just
Interesting.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I
little
guess as kids, we're not like thinking to do that because how many of Hasbro's like the legs moved in that sort of motion?
I
So,
know
I wouldn't
it,
even
yeah.
think to use their legs.
yep.
Yeah. Well,
Like, though.
you'd think maybe like at some point when Sean was doing the super kick, his legs are stuck together. So he can't do anything with those. But
Mhm.
but yeah, like these ones, they put the legs on, and I never knew that. So I would just kind of, if I was playing with Earthquake, I would just do the whole.
Interesting.
I used to put I didn't have Andre the Giant when I was a kid. I could never find it. So I'd have a Royal Rumble and I'd stick my foot in the ring like I'm like a giant, and I'd smash the ring and all the wrestlers would go out.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and another story. If you don't mind me telling you,
Absolutely.
my worst Hasbro regret, and I don't know if you guys have these to feel free to share after or whatever. I'm not trying to run your show here, but I never had Ric Flair. When Ric Flair came out, I was desperately trying to find the Ric Flair figure. And I would use my Rockers Shawn Michaels as Flair because I had two of them. Like I'd have one as Shawn Michaels, new school Shawn Michaels, even though it wasn't the HBK one. And then I'd have the other one as Flair. which you just have to use your imagination with that. So my grandmother visited and she said, we're going to Toys R Us and you can get anything you want. And I was like, wow, awesome. So we go to Toys R Us and I see it. It's there. The fucking Flair figures right there, right? And I'm like, holy shit. And I grab it and I have it. Finally, it's been like a year since it's been out. And I walk past this McDonald's toy.
Oh no.
Yeah. And it's like a thing that like you like roll a piece of bread through the toy and it turns into like fake French fries.
So good.
I think I had that. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
know exactly what you're talking about.
That's so good.
I put the Flair figure down, guys.
Oh,
As you should have. As you should have.
Put the Flair figure down because I wanted to
Headlock
eat
and
French
all.
fries.
Insert the Price is Right sad music.
I wish my grandmother did that to me.
I am
she-
minimally upset about this. You guys are way more broken up. That is a cool toy. You can make French fries?
Well, out of bread, you get bread fries.
You get bread fries.
Cares?
I'm almost certain my sisters and I had that McDonald's toy as children. I'm almost convinced of it.
Yeah. Well, so did I. And I didn't like it.
Listen,
I regretted it immediately after getting home. And when you're 8 years old, you're not gonna say, "Oh, you know what? We're going back to Toys R Us now."
Yeah.
That's
Just
my
makes-
sad story. I don't know if you guys have those with like even micro brawlers at this point. Like one.
Oh
that's
my
sale-
god.
Oh, we got
my
so
whole
many.
life is a sad story.
Yeah.
I've never had the Doink the Clown Hasbro, and
I have.
that is like the biggest miss in my life. When it comes to micro brawlers, I was hurting for cash. I won't lie, and I had the British Bulldog and I had Rowdy Piper, and they were two that people really, really wanted, and they are too far out of my price range to be willing to spend, and I sold both of them. And to this day, I am kicking my ass for selling them. Because
you sold the micro brawler version.
I sold the micro brawler ones, yeah.
British
That-
Bulldog.
And that's like what 100. It was going for like 130 for a while.
Yep.
Don't feel bad, Tom. I sold an Xbox that's only like 30 in the world, and I'm never gonna be able to replace for the same reason.
Yeah.
What if you don't mind me asking? And if you do, you can tell me. I'll shut up. But what got you guys into the micro brawler thing? Were you
COVID.
into it before knowing each other, or
Yeah,
did that-
that's how we all met each other through.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
okay, cool.
I run the Micro Brawler fan group on Facebook. We're 1,500 members strong now. We can go on,
Oh,
but anyway,
awesome. Okay, cool.
and that's how we all met. Well, this was Dave's master plan, the podcast. He came to me and Ryan, one of our, I guess we could say former co-hosts now. I don't know. Ryan, our friend Ryan, wherever he is, and stuff, and to start the pod and stuff. But we've been going for like what, almost 3 years now.
3 years. It'll be episode 150 next week.
Awesome.
So we have never missed a week. Like I've literally last year, I was watching the episode earlier. I went to Tampa when Revolution was happening, and me and Nick actually met for the first time in person. We watched Revolution at a movie theater. I flew back Monday morning, and we recorded the episode that night and had it up the next day. Like
What?
it was
That was
dedication.
that was the first episode.
No. That was like that was just this past February that we met for
okay.
the first time.
Okay. Oh,
Yep.
awesome. Cool. That's so cool. Okay.
So
we had an all, and none of us had met for at least a year into the show. So I came on the show, what, episode 13?
Yeah, something
episode
like that.
8.
Episode 8,
Your Harold
when,
debuted.
they needed a theme song, and I had something in GarageBand that I made, and I'm like, hey, you could buy this for me. And then they
Nice.
had me on, and now I'm the face of the show. And we hadn't met for none of us had met for a really long time, and then Dave's sister got married and invited me to the wedding, so I live in West Michigan now. I drove from West Michigan to Poughkeepsie, New York for a wedding for someone who I've never met in real life.
Wow.
And it was just really fucking weird. And it was like, it wasn't weird. The second I physically met Dave and his sister Margaret, any thoughts of it being weird was gone. I'm like, oh, I've known these people forever.
That's really
Um,
cool. Yeah.
So it's a story of the wrestling boy community creating some actual friendships. So like
Yep.
Dave's getting married next September, and I'm going to be his best man.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Yes. Yes, I am.
No, he's not. He'll be there. He might have an involvement in the ceremony if I
I
get
will
what
be
I
your
want
best
out of
man,
it.
or I will poop right in the middle of the aisle.
That's because,
Shit.
Listen, as long as you let my
That is a
fiance walk
major
down it
threat right
first,
there.
that's all I
the
ask.
puppet's already got the job, Tom.
I like Danielle. I would never do anything to hurt her.
Thank you.
All right, well,
Uh,
that's cool. That's a very cool story. That's exciting that you guys have been on for 3 years too. That is
Yeah.
dedication. Good for you.
It's pretty wild, and yeah, we've like our following somehow is like just blown up over like the last 2 weeks. We've gained like
Absolutely.
200 subscribers on YouTube. We're like, whoa, where are all these people coming from? I don't know how, but thank
Awesome.
you.
But segue back to micro brawlers, you said that you're not really familiar with the micro brawlers very much.
No, not so much. I mean, I've seen them. I've had a couple of them, like just come in giant lots. I don't remember exactly which ones I've had, but I've had a couple of them.
Because the guy Stank, Lord Stankin, David Stankin, the guy that makes the designs and stuff, he's a huge Hasbro fan. So they're like, actually, a lot of the Hasbro line has been recreated in micro brawl form, like quite a bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's going to town on getting them kind of looking.
Nails, I mean, Akeem, I mean, there's so many of them now.
Wait, did we get a nails?
Yeah, we didn't get a nails. What are you talking about?
Not nails. What Skinner is what I was thinking. Sorry.
Yeah, Skinner.
Skinner,
Skinner I actually have
Berserker.
right there.
Yeah, I saw you. Yeah, I saw the
Coco.
you guys did an episode where
Yes,
I think
'cause
I
I-
sold.
Yes, I bought this off of you. I bought this
Okay,
and
yes,
the
yes.
Berserker.
Okay,
Oh my gosh, I'm dropping stuff.
cool.
So
Yes. Okay. Awesome.
LOD.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Uh,
the Doom, the Bushwhackers.
well, the
Nancy
first time
Boy.
we realized it is because when they released the Honky Tonk Man Brawler, we were like, huh, these really look like they're Hasbro's.
Yeah,
and,
it sure does.
and like
Yeah.
yeah, the creator admitted he's like, yeah, that's how I kind of style them off of because they're the ones like
There's
that I had
actually
as a
people
kid.
I've seen collections where they'll have the Hasbro in the back and then they'll have the micro brawler standing right in front of them. And they have them
Yeah.
all lined up that way. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. So which figures which Hasbro's have they not made micro brawlers of yet?
So it's,
Point to
it's a
cloud.
little tough because like obviously they have to have like
The
I think
rights.
most WWE guys are kind of off limits in a way because of like certain Legends deals. So they
I
like
see.
usually the ones that have a Pro Wrestling Tees store. So like there's no Hulk Hogan, there's no Stone Cold. Well, Stone Cold didn't have a Hasbro. But yeah, I think I'd probably say Hulk Hogan is the biggest omission of
Yeah.
of
That's
Hasbro.
different.
Just like looking
They
at my
did a
collection.
lot.
Right
They
now.
did like a 1, 2, 3 kid. They've done an atom bomb.
when did the micro brawlers start? Like when was the first one made?
So this was the first one actually. Colt Cabana
Colt
was
Cabana.
made. So they
Oh, okay.
do Pro Wrestling Crate, which is a monthly subscription service.
Yeah,
you
it's
can watch
been
my
about 7
unboxing
years.
videos on this channel.
I think it's been about
18,
7 years.
2018, 2000, I think maybe, right?
Done like 16, 17 in
No,
that area.
before 18, because I got him in New Jersey. I would
No,
say
you know what? It
16.
was 2017 because
17.
I started getting the box and my first brawler was Andre the Giant. And it was
Yeah, this
before
was
WrestleMania
originally
34.
just- all it was like an item in the pro wrestling crate, like the monthly subscription box that you get,
Yep.
and then it's like slowly steamrolled into what it is now. And now they're putting out, they put out 2
This-
a month online exclusive. Then you have different multiple crates, and it's just like and then certain wrestlers are buying their own and having their made.
I'm actually I'm like interested in this. Can I ask more questions about
No,
them?
sure, go
Of
for it.
course.
Yeah.
We are here to educate.
So what is the hardest micro brawler to find?
X-Pac.
Xbox.
He
It's
was
Xbox.
canceled. He was in series. They used to do series back
Uh-huh.
in the day. He was in series 2.
Yeah.
And him and Billy Gunn were made, and I guess they got cease and desisted really early into the production. And I think there's only 30 we found out. I mean, we can only find 30 of them that we know of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I
But
mean,
so
it's-
they were released in those crates.
these were
No,
sold
so they
by
had the
Pro
ones in the crate, and then they also had a series that you could buy in addition to that.
Yeah.
It was like,
Okay.
In that,
and they were
yeah,
dirt fucking cheap, and we all thought it was so expensive.
yep, they were like $12, and now
Yeah.
you can sell that X-Pac figure for what did it go? Like he sold one on like a High Spots auction
Like 1200.
and signed it sealed, and
I
I think it
bought
went
it.
for like a hundred. Did you go for it? Went for like $700.
Yeah, I bought it for $100 at the time. I think from Xbox himself on eBay, which I thought at the time was like the most insane thing ever. And be it, I did like a duck race, so I mean,
Yeah.
I probably made more than, but I made almost $1,000 for it when I sold mine.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask Nick that if,
Yeah.
so I was going to say, so you have one, but do any of you guys?
I had one. I don't
Okay.
have
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Right. So currently, do any of you guys have this
No.
Xbox?
No,
Okay. Okay.
it
and
is.
then-
It is hard to find.
It's very rare. It's like the Braille piece, basically.
I
Michael
haven't
Brawler.
seen an Xbox or a Billy Gun for sale in
Yeah,
probably
Billy Gunn was the other one that got cease and desist, but I think they were farther along in the
yeah.
production because I ended up buying that from Billy Gunn's wife on Twitter for $15, and I sold that one for quite a couple $100 too.
Nice.
So
I haven't
Yeah.
seen those for sale in probably
Yeah.
a year, other than the ones you were auctioning off, Nick. Like,
Yep.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen anyone trying to sell those.
yeah,
Billy
they're
Gunn,
rare.
Billy Gunn tends to have somehow always has the rare, hard to find figures. Like
Yeah,
his Hasbro is pretty hard to find, and it's one of the more expensive ones.
Mhm.
His elites even now, like they're hard to find because I guess because he went to AEW, and they had just put out like another DX box or something, or he was a part of the Legends series that came out right when he left. So they don't make him anymore, and they haven't in a
Yeah.
really long time since he left that company. So
Yeah.
even his elites are worth like pretty good money, not like hundreds or whatever, but I think that his elite goes for like $80 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then of course I guess this micro brawler is worth
Yeah,
a
it's
pretty
rare.
good chunk of
Yeah.
change.
Yeah, they recently came out with a new one of Billy Gunn though, but it's
It's like the
daddy ass, and he's
daddy
he's
ass
got the
one.
scissoring
Okay,
so he can. that-
scissorman.
Yep, that
Yeah.
that actually lines up with the
Yeah, it
acclaim.
actually works with the acclaim, like the two acclaim, so they can do like a three-way scissor.
Nice.
No, it's pretty cool.
The micro brawlers can do the scissor.
Yeah,
Yep.
the two acclaim
Yeah.
guys are scissoring in that
Amazing. That
direction.
might be the
So
first three that I get.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. Although, so they sold them in the crates. They did the series, but then Matt Cardona, Mister
Oh, there it is.
Mr. Creative right there, he like found a way to get major pod figures to sell on majorwrestlingmerch.com, whatever their website is. And then he came out with the Indie God Brawler
Oh,
that he
nice.
sold. So it's giving the middle finger to it's very perfect.
He also
That's
had
really cool.
a pretty big Grail brawler. He actually, when he got married
Oh,
to Chelsea, they had
Let me grab.
wedding micro brawlers as like
Nice.
guest items or whatever. That
Oh,
sold.
wow. Okay, he had him at the wedding.
Yeah, like he got him just.
They were wedding favors.
Amazing.
and they were really hard. I mean, I think the price went down on them a little bit now, but they were
Yeah,
really,
so
really
so just to
big
give you
for
a
while.
just to give you a brief story on that. So yeah, he came out with he came out with these. I always keep my brawlers loose except for these two. He gave these away as wedding favors when he and Chelsea got married 2 years ago. And people were hitting him up like crazy. He was like, "How much?" And he was like, $1,000. You want him $1,000? No problem.
Yeah.
And people apparently, some people that we know bought them. But
Yeah.
then like a few weeks after the wedding, of course, you have extra wedding favors, and he put them up for sale, like $100 for the pair. And I was like, oh, I can afford that.
Awesome. That's so cool.
No problem. I actually offered, because I do wedding DJs on the side, and I was like, I will come to Florida and DJ your wedding for free for a pair of microphones. He
Nice.
declined the offer.
Yeah, obviously.
But could you imagine if he's like, oh, okay, no problem, save a couple $1,000, sure.
A couple
but yeah.
$1,000 to him is nothing.
Yeah, exactly. He makes that in a minute. So, but
yeah.
but-
He's figured out a way to really. He's just always been killer on the marketing of himself,
Absolutely.
his brand, I guess you should say, or I could say.
Yep.
Yeah.
His whole being is like he's always been that way too. He even figured out a way in WWE where they normally wouldn't allow that, which I guess they kind of put a stop to, but in a way not. Like I feel like the fact that he did that in WWE for so long, his YouTube stuff has he, it's been able to afford him even more of a time out of WWE to do it,
Yep.
and bigger and better too, in his own way, which is better than the way that they had him doing it, or what they were allowing him to do. So,
Exactly. Z
Yeah.
True Island Story will always hold a special place in my heart.
yeah, I love
So-
that. When I was younger,
I never saw it.
Yeah, Pretty good.
I was obsessed. I'll show you. I'll
Like
show you
this.
when we're done recording because I have to move like my laptop. But I have a very special Zack Ryder piece, I should say.
That and
Very nice.
Matt Hardy eating grapes. That was the two internet. It's
I know
okay.
exactly what you're talking about. But so
Sounds
as we so as we start. to
Oh, and
wind-
now it's Tom in a bathroom
Yeah,
full of spaghetti.
now it's Tom and spaghetti.
that's what it is. So as we start to wind things down, before we get to some special announcements from you and we let you plug your socials, we're gonna do our top 3 Tuesday. And this week's top 3 Tuesday will be Hasbro's that we want made into micro brawlers. Like we said before, they've made so many micro brawlers that are replicas of the Hasbro's that they've already made. So we're gonna go around the room and give our 3 picks for each. So Andrew, we will give you the honor. You can either go first or you can go last. And this is a safe space. So if you say a wrong answer that's already been made, no one makes fun of you.
We'll show it to you.
Exactly.
Can I pick 3 micro brawlers that I'd want to be Hasbro's?
Yeah.
Sure. If you want to reverse engineer this, by all means.
Okay. All right. Can I see one of your collections of all the micro brawlers? Tom, you got it?
Oh boy.
Okay, let's see here. All right.
More than
So,
So that's AEW and New Japan.
okay.
A lot of other
Yeah,
shit.
NWA and ECW. Okay. So if I could go back in time, I would probably have. I mean, oh man, this is hard actually. Can I just do the other way now instead?
Now
that's hard,
he's just
'cause I'm like-
flip flopping.
Because I'm picking Glacier over Sabu, but it's like, yeah. All right. So why don't you guys go first and I'll think of all the guys that I know they probably can't make because that makes it easier for me to like,
Yeah.
I already know like Hogan, but don't they have a Warrior micro
They
brawler?
do.
They
How did they work that out?
Yeah.
That wasn't a crate. That was for like a pretty
Yeah,
early
it
one.
was. That's actually one of the like second brawlers I acquired. Where is
Yeah.
it?
Where is my warrior?
I knew that they had that.
There it is. Beat you, Dave. Beat you, Nick.
Ah, darn.
Is it-
I've already been
real quick. Is there yeah, very cool. That's a very cool one. Is there are there more than one character like there's 5 Hulk
There's-
Hogan
I think
Hasbros.
there's like 9 Matt Cardonas, 8 Brian Myers, and there's like 7 Macho Mans. I'm not even joking.
amazing.
You
So
got
they
the
did
different
in
things.
Macho. So another day in the life of micro brawlers. One day they released. How many was it? 6?
It was like 6.
6 Macho Men in one day.
Oh,
Every
wow.
2 hours they
But
released
they
a new
didn't tell
one.
anybody they were going to do that either. They just like
So
they
this
didn't say
this
that
was the first
before.
one they released at like 10 a.m. and then they were like from 10 to 12 this is on sale, and then at 12 o'clock the one in the yellow tights went on sale, and then at 2 o'clock the one in the black tights went on sale, and then at 4 the red tights. I'm
And
like,
they got cheaper. They got cheaper every
yeah, they
time.
got cheaper as the day went on. It was insane.
It sounds very exciting and fun. To
I
collect.
stayed up
Very
to like 2
expensive.
I had to keep ducking into the bathroom at work that day when I worked at
I
the grocery
pooped a
store. I was like,
lot
oh,
at
I
work.
have to go to the bathroom. And I just ducked in there, bought the brawler quick. It was insane.
Thank
I
God I
remember
have
being up at
IBS
2
right now
a.m.
for-
waiting for the next one to drop. So,
Awesome.
but yes.
I can go
Um,
first.
Sure, go for it, Tom.
Doink the clap.
Hasbro's that I want made into micro brawlers. Number 1 for me should be very obvious. It's Doink the Clown. I want a Doink the
Absolutely.
Clown micro brawler more than anything. And Ryan Barkin, the owner of Pro Wrestling Tees, says it's not going to happen. Another one he said is not going to happen is motherfucking Bam Bam Bigelow. I want a Bam Bam Bigelow micro brawler so bad. And then another one, I'm just going to keep going, is Yokozuna, because I would love to see them make a big old
Ooh,
fatty
yes.
as a micro brawler. And then just because I'm the king, I just want a Bailey micro brawler still. She never had a Hasbro, but she should have had a Hasbro.
A sub. Okay, I got one for my sub person. It was.
What do you got,
You want me-
Nick?
You want me to go now? Or
Sure.
I'm gonna go, Harry Giant Gonzalez.
Ah, this is one of the ones I was going to go with.
Yes.
Let me think. We need a Mountie and maybe have like
Yep.
a chase. You can just do like the same Mountie. I remember as a kid when I had the Quebecers, I had 2 Mountie figures and they were the Quebecer tag team. So I could do like that with let me think. We have so much. We already got it to Tonka. We already got. How about a Steiner Brothers?
Damn it!
Yeah.
You fucking took mine, you sack of shit.
Here we go. Those are
Okay.
Oh, and my bonus one. I really think this Shane McMahon micro. Or,
Fuck off.
They should make a Shane McMahon Hasbro.
They
Yeah.
really shouldn't. Throw them all in the trash. All right.
It'd be
So
so
my
good. The action just goes like this.
With leapfrog.
This-
Terry Dax.
this is the motion. It's just the
Torn-
arm swings.
Torn
The
quad
forearm has
motion.
no.
So for me, I'm gonna go
know,
with.
You know, I had to slip a Shane McMahon in.
I know you did. Of course you did. I'm gonna go with Kona Crush because I was obsessed with him as a child.
Yeah.
I was gonna go with a Steiner Brothers 2-pack, not just one Steiner brother.
One.
I want the 2-pack. I want Rick and Scott. So I can't choose them. So I'm gonna go with Mr. Perfect then, because you can easily make a chase on that.
That would be a good one. I'm sorry.
Mr. Perfect. And then I don't know if it can have. I think he has a pro wrestling tee store, but I don't know what his like Legends deal is as far as toys. I want Shawn Michaels in the red gear and the black gear as the chases.
Yeah.
Yep,
That's
yep,
good.
No.
Yeah.
And bonus, let's go with the Rockers, the party Rockers. Give me them. Oh yeah. Oh wait, no, it's got to be Farfetch. Give me a Zack Ryder micro brawler. I think you could actually do that too with the spiked hair.
I don't want that.
Call it not Matt Cardona. That's how you name it right there. So now, Andrew, now the floor is yours.
All right, cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go with, besides just the Hasbro, because I'm trying to think of what they don't make, and some of the ones that you guys mentioned, or some of the ones that they've already made. Like I thought maybe they wouldn't be able to make them. I'm gonna go with very obscure wrestlers that I
Okay.
know they don't have a micro brawler of.
Love it.
Okay.
I'm going with Bilvis from ECW.
Love it.
Okay.
Love it.
Okay. I'm going with Red Tyler, the jobber from WWF.
Okay.
I have no idea who that is.
And I'm going with Lance Von Erich.
Ooh.
Hey.
Iron Claw.
Wait, is Lance played by MJF in the Iron
Yes,
Claw?
yeah.
I mean, they do have MJF brawlers, so I mean, just make it
Look
off
at
of that in the.
I guess, yeah. So yeah. Well, yeah. I guess that one's not as obscure.
it's
I'm
like
trying
it
to
now.
think there.
Yeah.
But I sort of knew that they didn't. They probably, there's a big chance they didn't make that already. And I want
Yo,
to be.
Bob Backlund would be sick too.
I'm surprised they don't have a Bob Backlund.
Oh.
Huh.
That would be.
Well, again,
really
it comes
fun.
down to like a lot of guys and their toy deals. Like, I'm pretty sure that's probably what like the Shawn Michaels issue is, because like you have to have a pro. Like most, I believe every micro brawler that's been made has a pro wrestling tee store, or at least had one at one point. So
Yeah.
it's all legality issues and whatnot.
Did they make
there.
the Nasty Boys?
They do have
Yeah,
an
they're great. Actually.
Yes, they do have a Nasty Boys tag team.
Sweet.
Yep.
Cool. That's great.
So they have the Bushwhackers. I'm just like
Yeah,
looking at-
I've definitely seen and may have even had the Bushwhackers or one of
Yeah.
them.
Sergeant Slaughter would be dope too, but I don't know what his deal is with like
Yeah.
G.I. Joe.
Now
They
you
made
want to? I think the Sergeant Slaughter figure might be like the best Hasbro.
It's up there.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong.
What's the best Hasbro, Tom?
Doink the Clown.
I mean, it does
Doink
have
the
real
Clown,
hair.
Great one. Yeah,
What
that's a
about
does
good
have
the
real
big
hair.
boss man?
No, he had a Confederate flag on his sleeve.
No,
I think-
did the
Not the
Boston-
toy, but the wrestler did.
I
The
see.
rest of it.
Well,
He's from
the
Cobb County,
LJN,
Jordan.
the LJN has a Confederate flag on.
Yeah.
Ah, interesting.
That was my first Hasbro.
The second boss man when he's
the fat one with the
yeah that series one, the series 3 boss man, and that one's kind of cool because it's like
yeah, like the
1992 boss man who's like kind of in better shape and like does
Mhm.
that thing where he like, I guess he always did it, but where he like slides underneath the ropes and then does that little chip with his fist on
Oh.
the guy's chin. That's it. That's cool. But yeah, so cool. I was actually able to have a discussion about micro brawlers. This
Yeah.
has been a success, hasn't it?
There you go. We've all learned something. I do have one more question,
Yeah.
real quick. So,
Yeah.
like I said, I bought this Berserker from you in beautiful mid condition, no poop nose there. It's fantastic. Are there any other besides the jacket Undertaker? Are there any other ones that have soft goods? Because I was just like thinking of how Doink had the real hair, and there's no other
Yeah.
Hasbro's that have like the real hair.
Yes, yes. Besides Berserker and Taker Series 8, the only one I could think of now is the mail away Undertaker, if that even
Okay.
counts. Which hold on one sec. Hold on.
Oh boy. It's about to pull out another grail here.
I have a mint mail away Undertaker here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
$20. That's
Jeez.
incredible.
Yeah.
That's so clean.
Yeah, it's a beauty.
You
Yeah.
get $14 for it.
14. How about 16?
I'll give you 20 and you can keep the change.
16 with free shipping.
Well, you'll have to send me a spaghetti picture.
Done.
No problem.
Don't ask for things you don't want.
I will trade this for a photo of spaghetti with Tom.
Here's the problem.
Wait, let me
I
bring
don't
up that
even like
AI
the
generator
Undertaker,
again.
Undertaker mail away Tom spaghetti bathtub.
There we
What a time to be alive.
That just sounded like that. Remember that like telephone game that you play like with people? That's like the end of it. Like
Tom's eating
none of
spaghetti
them-
for dinner. Undertaker mail away. Wrong.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh man.
Yes.
That-
guys,
that
thank
is-
you. Yeah.
That is fantastic. And speaking of fantastic, when this airs, Thanksgiving is this Thursday, so we wish everyone a happy, healthy, and safe Thanksgiving. And after Thanksgiving, it's time to fight people on Black Friday, folks. I want you going into Walmart. I want you going into your local stores, and I want blood. I want Texas deathmatch style blood all over the place. Or you can be a civilized person and you can follow this man on Instagram like I did last Thanksgiving and get in on the best Black Friday sale. So, sir, please
You can-
break the news of your exclusive Black Friday sale this year.
You can have a over the figures because I am having once again the Mabel Toys at Mabel Toys, Instagram.com/Mabel Toys. That's MableToys, Mabel Toys. Black Friday Hasbro sale. And the way, yes, everybody's excited. So just like last year, we're gonna do the figures are gonna start. We're gonna have $1 Brutus Beefcake figures. We're gonna go, last year it was $1 through $10, which many of them will still be that. However, figures that weren't offered last year that are normally 40 or 50 bucks, you might see them for 20 or 25 bucks. So we're really going deep this time. I'm also going to have the Galoob line up for sale on this Black Friday. I haven't figured out the exact price yet, but it's going to be very inexpensive and very easy for you to get that whole collection while supplies last. Of course, the way it works is I'm going with the all actions working. So any figure you get, it's not going to be completely mint, might not even be close, but you will know what you're getting and all the actions will work. And when I run out of actions working, I will let the people know who are trying to buy a specific figure. Hey, I have this still, but the action is not working on this one. If you still want it, I get it. If you don't. And what I am doing, the way that it works, at midnight, it's exactly at midnight.
Friday AM, because I had to clarify this last year.
Okay, so you're eating Thanksgiving dinner at midnight after you eat Thanksgiving dinner on that Thursday. So late Thursday night, 11:59 p.m. on Thursday, the minute after that. I had to explain that so many times last year, so it's like I got to go and keep saying it. Like, is it midnight on Friday, like 12 a.m. on Saturday? It's like a whole thing, but it's midnight after you eat Thanksgiving dinner. Whoever said you got to send in your list at that time, right at midnight. Whoever gets first is the first person that I fill their order, and you stay on with me. And if it comes up your turn in an hour, because I'm going to be up all night doing this, just like last year, it goes from midnight till 3 a.m.
Yeah.
So I'm up that night filling orders. So the sale goes from Friday at midnight to Saturday at midnight. So, after Thanksgiving dinner, Thursday at midnight to, Saturday morning at midnight, 12 a.m., late Friday night. So it's a 24-hour sale. However, I fill the first however many orders I can get to from midnight to 3 a.m. And it's first come, first serve. And you wait in line. And if you could stay up and hang in there with me, I will sell you your figures. If not, unfortunately, I got to skip and I may be able to come back to you when you get back to me. But that's how it works. There's going to be a ton of stuff this year, even more than last year. I remember thinking last year I had so much stuff, and I look at it now and it's like child's play to me. Like I got so much more stuff this year lined up for it, so it'll be good. And I really appreciate you guys having me on and having me be able to promote it on here and announce it for the first time, because I still haven't posted about it, and I won't until a couple days before when this is about to air. So
Yep. And I'd also like to say, just because I wanted to scroll back to the Black Friday sale gimmick, and folks, if you want to see what was for sale last year, you can even look at my order in the comments section. So you posted the Black Friday sale on November 23rd. I forget when exactly Thanksgiving was, but you had shipped everything according to your Instagram by November 28th, just for the record. So that's how fast everything shipped, everyone. So It ships fast, it ships secure, it ships with care. Everything shows up in great condition. I vouch for this man, I vouch for that brand, and I vouch for that beautiful beagle. So
thank you so much, Dave.
absolutely. Yeah, so folks, and I also have to point this out. So I was in Lake George last year with my fiance for Thanksgiving, and I had to set my alarm to wake up. So, and it's still listed in my phone as the title of my first alarm, Hasbro Instagram sale. And I like set that like to go off like every hour. I'm just like, is it my turn yet?
I actually remember you. I remember you telling me that last year.
Like,
You're saying it's on every hour. Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. My fiance is like, oh my God, are you not feeling well? Did you not like the food? Did you not sleep? I'm like, no, I'm just trying to buy action figures. Don't worry about it.
Poor guy. I'm sorry.
Like, maybe I can just submit my order early. Is that possible? But we'll talk off the air.
Yeah, man.
But yes, tell everybody where they can find you, where the sale's going down, all that. Plug everything you got away. The floor is yours, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, you can find me pretty much everywhere. The motto is at Mabel Toys is everywhere, which is pretty true. You can find me on Facebook even. Mabel Toys. That's Mable. You got to remember that one. Mabel Toys on Facebook, but especially Instagram is where I do most of my wheeling and dealing. That's Instagram.com/Mabel Toys. MableToys. Mabel Toys.
There you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, look for the adorable beagle. I don't know if it'll let me bring it up. There you go. Look for the adorable beagle.
Give me one sec. Can I just bring her out and show you?
Absolutely.
Oh my God, please. Yeah,
absolutely.
We'll end it on a
about
good
to
note.
lose his mind.
Hold on one sec. Let me see. She might be sleeping, but let me see if I can get her. Hold on.
All right.
Harper.
So while he is going to get the dog, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the broadcast. Don't forget, check us out on ProWrestlingTees.com/The Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. Brand new merch is up for sale during the Black Friday sale. No coupon code needed. Go get 20% off t-shirts and I think 30% or more off hats and beanies. It's wild. No coupon needed. ProWrestlingTees.com/The Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. Check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/WNRDB. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. While you're following Mabel Toys, give us a follow as well. And oh my God, there she is.
Look at that thing.
So beautiful.
Oh my God.
So that's Mabel.
I want to hug the shit out of that dog. Hi, baby. Hi, it's me, Tom Sasso. Hi.
I gotta put her down. She's getting angry.
Oh.
Say goodbye. All right.
Bye, baby.
Mabel with a run-in.
Yeah, there you go. Hot tag to Mabel.
I need another dog. I need another dog.
Adorable.
Yeah, she's the best. So she'll be there on Black Friday with me.
There you go. Best assistant in the game. So as we were telling everybody, of course, follow Mabel Toys on all the platforms, social media. Follow us on all the platforms, social media. And if you haven't already done so, we're en route to 500 subscribers, folks. So make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Like the video, share it with your friends. It all helps the algorithm and all that jazz. So that's going to do it for this episode of the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. We come to you with our historic 150th episode next week. We'll have a recap of Full Gear and Survivor Series and all that good stuff, and maybe we'll tell you who the devil was at Full Gear. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't book stuff. I just fantasy book. So on behalf of myself, Dave C. the Voice, the founding father, Mr. Nick Carpenter, His Royal Says Highness, Mr. Tom Says Hi Sasso, and of course, Andrew with Mabel Toys everywhere. Don't forget to tell your mother you love her every day because, like Kevin Durant said, Mom, you're the real MVP. Good night, everyone, and God bless America.